What is a good intro? Should think of these things before we hit record.
Doesn't matter. Content is king. Honestly, we could probably be throwing bananas at one another and they would tune in. Just kidding.
Yeah, would you guys watch if we were throwing bananas at each other?
It'd probably work for 1 or 2 episodes, but the novelty would wear off pretty
You're like,
quick.
ha, 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 ha. Hey guys, where's the content? I'm sick of this banana throwing stuff. What's up, guys? You're watching the Inbox, and in this show, I sit here and do things. Why does everybody always feel like they need to explain things instead of just doing them? People have expectations. Let's just do stuff.
And those expectations are way too high. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I know, because it's always like the first inbox is okay because we shoot 2 inboxes in a row, and then the second inbox is just terrible, usually because of this, but whatever. First question is from the Great Sage Wolf. He's come to save the day. Hello, Logan and the Tech Syndicate team. I would like to hear your opinion about TCP UDP checksum off loading found on some consumer network cards. Several gaming companies such as Blizzard suggest turning them off on Realtek cards. What about other brands? Intel. I have also noticed pfSense suggests these problems are related to driver bugs. Is the network card's onboard ASIC controller really that fast, or can the CPU do a better job? In summary, should offloading be used in a gaming environment? Thank you, the Great Sage Wolf. P.S. If you do not answer this question properly, I will fly you to my house and make you tickle my pet rabbit, even if he does not like it. Rabbits hate being tickled, man. They kick. Those things kick. I had a rabbit once, and I tickled it, and it hurt. Oh, the question. TCP UDP's checksum, yes. The problem with Realtek cards is that they suck. If you're buying a motherboard, spend an extra $10 and get an Intel NIC. Please, for the love of God. Then you won't have to write me emails going, why does my internet suck? Well, your internet's fine, but the Realtek network card sucks. So, yeah, turn it off. How do you turn it off? Did someone say that? I think I heard someone say, how do you turn it off? Okay, here's how you're going to turn it off. Now you go in here to your, I've got an Intel NIC. Now on board here we've got a Broadcom NIC, and I would probably turn it off on that as well, but you can give it a try. The Broadcoms are a little higher quality. I've got an ASRock motherboard that's, whatever. Just, it's all right. It doesn't have all the features I want, but it was pretty much free with the purchase of my processor, so that's what I'm using right this moment.
Yeah, generally your network card can keep up if it's got the feature, but a lot of the time the Realtek cards and the cheaper cards aren't designed to do quote-unquote full gigabit speed. That doesn't really matter until you've got a really high internet connection or a really good internet connection. But if your card gets it wrong, or if a driver bug gets it wrong, then the packet will never make it past your router, and so there'll have to be a retransmit, and that can introduce latency to your game and sort of craziness like that.
So here's what you're going to do if you've got a Realtek. You right-click. I'm going to right-click on this one even though it's disabled, just for the purpose of showing you how to do it. Click on Properties, and then you're going to go here to Configure. After you click on Configure, click on Advanced, and then you can scroll down here and just turn these off. Right now RX and TX are enabled. Just disable those.
It's useful for a troubleshooting procedure too. Like, you should not just blindly do it, but actually, do some tests and say, hey, does it work? Hey, is it better? You don't know.
Yeah. So there you go. Check your ping before and after and all that sort of thing. Maybe try downloading some files before and after. See how it feels. Upload something before and after.
There's actually a lot of stuff in Windows. If you want to Google like TCP sliding window problem and some other stuff like that, they really screwed the pooch when they released Vista, which had an updated TCP stack, and there's all sorts of problems in the registry and blah, blah. They generally got all that fixed with Windows 7, but there are registry settings you can tweak as well that may help you.
The best thing you can possibly do is get an Intel NIC. You can get one for like $30 PCI Express, like 1X. Just plug it in. I've got a dual NIC in mine, and I love it. Just use it.
Yeah, honestly, it'll be the best $30 you've ever spent. Just get an Intel network card, even the 1X card. Just do it.
Or like I said before, spend a little bit extra on your motherboard and get an Intel NIC on board. Hopefully the different vendors out there are hearing this and all quickly putting Intel NICs on everything. Oh, yes, we must have Intel NICs because now everyone knows the secret. Next question is from Kyle, K-Y-A-L, Kyle. Or Kentucky, y'all. He's from Tucson, Arizona.
Kyle. So. That sounds vaguely like one of the Superman names. It's like Kyle. The brother no one talks about of Kal-El.
I have no idea.
He's like the brother in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh. Dear Logan, around Christmas, I had two options for a new graphics card. I could either get a Radeon 6970 for $250 at a local PC shop or a Radeon 7870 for around the same price. I ended up choosing the 6970, and I wanted to know if I made the right decision. Regards, Kyle! Exclamation point from Tucson, Arizona. Well, here's what I'm thinking about that. If they're about the same price and you don't mind a little bit extra power, we're talking like 250 watts versus like 170 to 180 watts with the 6970. It draws more power, but yeah, it's a little faster. Not a ridiculous amount faster, but 10, 15% faster. So, like I said, if you don't mind the extra power, I do like the 6970 quite a bit. A lot of times people will yell at me for recommending an older graphics card. I recommended the 6870 for a long time because it was like $100 and something, like 130, 140 bucks. And the 7870 was like $100 more, but it was not $100 more worth as far as performance goes. So I think you made the right decision. I would have done the same. And now you're weird because you have a 6970 instead of a 7870. I don't know. I think it's a good decision. Next question. Another graphics card question. What's going on with all these graphics cards? Hi, I'm new when it comes to the world of PC gaming. I just received the GTX Titan as a gift. Crazy, I know.
Wow.
A gift?
That's insane.
I want to know who your friends are, sir. Because I do not have friends that would do that.
We don't have anything that's like that awesome, and we're kind of okay people.
Yeah, I figured someone would send us one to test or something. I mean, but no.
No, we've got nothing. We're unheard of. We're obscure.
No, we're unprofessional.
No one loves us.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Let me just hoist this cross a little higher.
No, we will not do it. But I'm not entirely sure as to how to go. What? Okay. That's a weird sentence. But I'm not entirely sure as to how to go about building a rig that will be suitable for the Titan and provide the best performance. I would like to see a video or like your advice. I am not here just to make videos for you. You already got a free GTX Titan. Just shut up and take that and don't expect me to do something fancy just for you because you're the only person who's it's going to benefit because no one else has a Titan because it's too expensive for everybody. And everybody else went out and bought a whole computer while you have the graphics card. That sounds snooty enough?
I don't know what I would pair with that. I mean, maybe he could get a 3930K, socket 2011, 32 gigs of RAM, blah, blah, blah. But, at the same time, maybe an 8350 would be fine for right now and then get something else later.
Well, it all depends on what you're doing with it. The 8350 is nice because a lot of the games are being optimized for more cores, but the Intel is slightly faster. I don't care what anybody says about our old videos. The i7 is a little bit faster, especially when you turn the filters on. When you turn the filters off, the 8350 in some games gets kind of scary fast. But you're going to remove the GPU bottleneck because you got that monster. So I would probably just get an i7 3770K and a Z77 or a Z87 motherboard and have fun that way. You can get socket 2011 if you want. I like socket 2011, but the CPUs are so damned expensive that the price to performance ratio doesn't make any sense. If you're rich, socket 2011. If you're not rich, get Z77, Z87. What do you think?
I would tend to agree with that.
Yeah.
It depends on what he's going to be doing. If he's just going to be doing gaming, then he really doesn't need all that much, at least not in the current generation.
No.
And I would almost bank and then upgrade in like 8 months to a year after the next generation of stuff comes out.
Next question is from Brad. Hey, Logan and all the Tech Syndicate guys. I'm part of the minority of people that currently do not have an SSD. Rather embarrassing, to be honest. But recently I've decided that the time... I added words in there. The word that is not in there. It just says the time. But recently I've decided the time is right to upgrade. I planned on buying two. One for Windows, along with the programs I use every day, and the other for games. Then using my 2 terabyte hard for Star Wars or films. As of yet, I have not decided on which SSD to get. So basically my question is, which SS... or I'm adding words in there again. So basically my question is, what SSD would you guys recommend? And what is the easiest way to transfer the program /OS to the SSD, or would a reinstall be the only way? Thank you for your time, and keep the awesome content coming. The best channel for tech on YouTube. I tell all my friends to check you guys out. I'll tell all my friends to check you out as well.
But
Okay, well, in order to make this happen, what you're going to do is you're going to go out and buy, well, If it were me, I'd probably go buy another Kingston HyperX 3K or an ADATA SX9 900. I like them both. I like the Kingston a lot, so I would go with that. And it also comes with a serial number for a Cronus, and that's how you do your transfer. A lot of your if you're going to be moving, here's the trick. If you're going to be moving a lot of your programs from a like a C drive to a different hard drive, that may require a little bit of finagling. You're going to have to go in and change your registry, or do you know of a program that will do that for you, allow you to move a program installation to a different, like...
Not off the top
drive?
of my head, but Steam makes it pretty easy, and a lot of the games you can fix by just either reinstalling or editing the registry. But there's an interesting nuance.
Yeah, Steam is just it's mindlessly easy. It's just you click a button and it's installed on the other drive.
There's a nuance to his question, though, and that is he's going to have a secondary SSD for games. And what might be better and certainly more budget-friendly...
Caching.
What kind of motherboard is he rocking? Does the motherboard that he has support SSD caching, where you can use an SSD as a transparent cache for a mechanical drive?
Yeah, if you're using like a Z77 chipset motherboard, you definitely want to take advantage of caching, and that's what I would do, because then everything on that 2 terabyte drive will get a little performance boost, and especially all the things that you frequently use. So I would probably go that route, especially for games, because, I mean, you're going to improve your loading times with an SSD, but...
Once it's cached on the like if you get 164 or 128 gig SSD to use as a cache with the 2 terabyte drive, and you play, Arma 3 2 days in a row, the second day it's going to be blazing fast.
So that's exactly what I would do as well. So do that. There's a lot of people who go crazy about a lot of drives that I haven't used, like the Crucial M4. I haven't used those, so I can't speak about them. So if you guys recommend those in the comments, say why, please. Don't just say those are the best and that's awesome. Say those are the best because X, Y, and Z. So whatever. But I've had really good luck with the Kingston HyperX 3K. We've got one in our test bench. We've got one in my machine up there. We've got one in Pistol's machine. You've got one in yours, right? Yeah,
we're also a little weary of the new triple level cell flash things, because those have a much lower wear lifetime than MLC flash.
And you're seeing those on some of the Samsung. It reduces the speed as well.
Yeah, they're a little slower.
So yeah, my bet is like a Kingston kit that comes with an Acronis license. And use that to transfer your OS. Okay, next question is from Julian. He says, I want to make my own website, but there are many choices. I don't want to use a free hosting website because I want to own my domain name, etc. I don't know a lot of programming, but I can use YouTube for tutorials. I want to use it to put my YouTube videos and to be a bit more professional. Do you recommend any web hosting websites?
They're almost all universally terrible.
Yeah, almost all are. So he says, what should I look for in a hosting service? What site hosts Tech Syndicate, if that isn't private? So start off with that one.
We're dedicated. Like, we have our own hardware. Like, we have a deal with the data center, and it's ours, and we can do whatever the hell we want with it. So we don't have to share with anybody and blah, 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 which is kind of nice.
Well, we have to be, because we would melt.
Yes.
Yeah. We were on a shared server for a while, and everyone else was, like, calling, going, we can't access any of our stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, all that bandwidth that you guys are supposed to have, we're just eating it. Thanks.
It's ours now. Thanks.
So yeah, it's dedicated.
You could do some cheap hosts like Bluehost or
I like Bluehost. It's a
DreamHost. They're terrible, but
it's a VPN. I mean, not VPN. It's a
VPS. Right? No. Well, there's different. They have shared hosts. And they have VPSs. A VPS is a virtual private server where you have your own virtual machine. For VPSs, I would recommend Linode.com. And actually, if you want to learn how stuff works, go with Linode, because they don't give you a control panel or anything. You got to do it yourself, which is kind of nice for learning time anyway. Yeah. It's not kind of nice if you want to get stuff done by clicking some icons.
If you want to get down to business, just go with Bluehost. It's cheap, it's pretty fast, and you have unlimited storage. It's cheap, it's fast, you've got unlimited storage. That's nice.
DreamHost is also okay.
Yeah, my father uses DreamHost for a lot of his stuff. He uses DreamHost for some things and Bluehost for other things. He's got an acupuncture website, and he also sells. Let's give him a plug. What the hell? If you need to buy like stuff for, I don't know, what does he sell? Homeopathics.
I don't know that plugging him is good, but maybe.
I'm gonna do it. My father sells homeopathic things, and his website is hideous. But hey, the stuff works. Keeps me healthy. Yeah. What else were we talking about? Oh yeah. One thing I'm going to say, we can recommend people all day long. Let's tell you who to avoid. stay the hell away from GoDaddy
And HostGator.
and HostGator. He mentioned HostGator. I was thinking of using HostGator's baby service for $7 a month. No. For like $4 or $5 a month, you can get Bluehost. Stay the hell away from HostGator. Why does everybody go to HostGator and BlueDaddy? Or BlueDaddy?
BlueDaddy. No.
That's a nasty website. What's it called? GoDaddy.
Yeah, GoDaddy.
Why does everybody go there?
I have no idea.
I don't understand. It's unbelievable. Anyway, yeah. So a friend of mine got on the internet the other day, and was like, "Hey guys, I just got GoDaddy. Can anyone help me out?" And like 50 friends of hers, get on the internet, and they all reply like, "Why? Oh God, no! Why did you do this?" And she replies like, "Why didn't you guys warn me before?" Because you never asked. So you've done the right thing, and you've asked the question. Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's all the questions I have. I don't have any more questions.
This was kind of a question in the comments on one episode of The Tech, but we had the example of their like quantum superposition is like you saw a quarter in half and blah, blah, blah. That was in Tech 049, I think. And the question was, well, you saw a quarter in half and you put half in an envelope in one, half in an envelope in another. And it's not really the case that the quarter is not defined because you just haven't looked at it. It's like a tree fell in the woods. That comment's there somewhere. And it's like, no, it really is that the quarter hasn't taken on that property. It's there's a video you can go watch if you're interested in that kind of thing that explains the double slit experiment.
Randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen. We see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit.
And how it's a different result if you observe it. And I think you should be seeing the link on your screen now, maybe, hopefully, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, I'll edit that in there.
Where is it at? So go watch the video. And if you like things like that, there's a series from a physicist named Richard Feynman. Just Google Fun to Imagine, Feynman, I think. It's all muscle memory. I don't even remember how to spell his name.
If you're sitting there and you're thinking when you're watching Feynman, if you're like, this might be boring while you're watching it, just wait until he gets to the punchline, because then your mind's going to hurt and you're going to laugh out loud. So watch him ramble for a moment, and then when he says something ridiculous like when you have a fire in your home and that fire is coming up, that's really a bit of the sun how does he say it? Like a bit of the sun that's stored?
He was explaining wood and fire and how that you have a piece of wood and the wood, the light and heat that come from the burning wood is really just releasing sunlight.
And he justifies this, and it makes sense.
And it does make sense, and it's valid.
And so every time you look at a fire, you're thinking, wow, that's a little piece of the sun right there. That is the sun's energy coming out of the...
Yep.
We all knew this. We just didn't know that we knew it. And he helps us to find out that we know.
That's kind of fun if you get into physics and that kind of thing. But it really is the case that the two halves of the quarter have not decided which state it's in, and it's provable. And you can start with the double slit experiment, but that's where you end up. And the double slit experiment video, you should watch that, and then your mind should be blown.
That's that. Subscribe. If you do not subscribe, I will find out where you go to the movies, like whatever theater you frequent, and I'll sit right behind you with really long false eyelashes and blink on the back of your neck until I'm finished, I guess.
Until you have an aneurysm?
Until someone has an aneurysm, me or the person watching the movie. But you're going to subscribe, so that's going to be fine, and nothing's going to happen.
It would be really funny if someone plays your game, but the movie they go to watch is The Smurfs. Because I don't think you would last through that. Or Legally Blonde. I don't know. I can't think of any other excruciating
They made
movies.
a movie called Legally Blonde.
They made a movie called Legally Blonde. I was going to say Plan 9 from Outer Space, but we probably actually enjoyed that.
What is that?
It's the worst movie ever made.
Is that an Ed Wood movie?
Yep, that's an Ed Wood movie.
I haven't seen it.
It was made with funds from a church.
I like it already.
And the
Is
church
it about Jesus?
No, the church financed it because they thought they were going to make a whole bunch of money because Ed Wood couldn't get money from anywhere else. Yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway.
Yep, anyway, we'll see you next time.